I think Ellerby's a good player. I mean, they should bring him back, obviously, without the loss of Ray Lewis, but I'm going to say another thing about the draft, but I see Matt Taiteo going there. If he falls, I think they'd be a great choice to snatch him up. But
yeah, the whole John Harbaugh shaking his head, I don't know if that was because he was disappointed in Teo. I think it was because he was seeing that after 20 yards he doesn't get faster, and I think he was like comparing to his 40-yard before. I think that would be a great fit if they don't sign Ellerby. I think either way they need to lock up Ellerby because you saw last year you could put Teo in the middle, like Lewis was in the middle, and Ellerby's a great on the sideline wide linebacker in their 3-4. So I think either way you sign Ellerby, but like you said, I think if Teo doesn't go, I think he can fall to the Ravens easily, and I think that's a good pick.
All right, so now Richard Seymour, linebacker from the Oakland Raiders. I mean, they really don't have much on the defense. I mean, also Desmond Bryant, their defensive tackle,
Free agent.
Is a free agent. But Sheriff Floyd, a lot of people see going to them. Do you? I'm
do.
confused about this. I could see Geno Smith even going there. But if not, definitely.
It's confusing because they have so many needs.
Yeah.
Their whole line can be really. If they lose Seymour, which I think they will, they might have to address the defensive end position because there's a lot of good guys on the end this year. But I think they take Sheriff Floyd out of Florida, but going to Seymour, I think they need to lock this guy up because he was a huge reason that their defense was somewhat notable. They still have questions at the cornerback position. They have too many positions this year in the draft that they have to address. And like you said, even the quarterback position, I don't know if they're completely sold on Pryor, and they're bound to make Palmer's bound to make a lot of money this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's too many positions right now to have to deal with another position. I think they need to lock up Seymour. But I don't know if they're going to have the cap space to.
All right, another Raven, believe it or not, Ed Reed, safety, obviously a huge veteran. What do you think of him? I mean, obviously they should. I mean, if he doesn't stay with the Ravens, I think he should. Like you obviously said about that franchise tag. So yeah, like you think that he'll stay, right?
I think it'd be the best because
yeah,
Pollard has injury problems on the other safety position.
Pollard cracked 6 ribs at the end of the year.
Tough guy, though, playing through it. Hats off to him. But
the Patriots killer.
Ed Reed was another biggest, and he got his first ring. Everybody, I feel like they link him with Ray Lewis so much they think he won in 2000.
No, he wasn't there.
I think now with that Flacco, that was the turning point. There was talks right after the Super Bowl. Can they lock up Flacco and Ed Reed? I think they used the franchise tag on him. But, I mean, before, I think a lot of people were thinking he was going to be gone to a team like the Patriots who were very interested. I think he stays with Baltimore, and I think they need that veteran presence now that Ray Lewis is gone to help them. Obviously, Terrell Suggs, too, to help them get back to the playoffs, even though Flacco is just going to me, be just as good as he was in the playoffs this year in the regular season. I think that'll transfer over.
All right, to stay on the topic of old safeties, Charles Woodson was cut by the Packers.
Surprising.
I don't see him coming back. I mean, he's a safety and corner. He can play either.
Very versatile secondary player, and a lot of teams he can go to. I mean, my Eagles, I think, could use a guy like this.
Who are their safeties even? I mean, I'm sure I know what you mentioned, but who are they?
Of the Packers?
No, the Eagles.
The Eagles, it's Kurt Coleman and Nate Allen, and
oh yeah, I have no idea.
Nate Allen just hasn't been the same since his injury in his rookie year, and Kurt Coleman, to me, politically correct, he's not a great safety. I could say a lot.
He had a couple picks last year, am I right?
He did early. You got to remember, the whole Eagles defense was playing great early, and then it just all crumbled. And a guy like Charles Woodson, a veteran presence, could really help Nnamdi.
Weren't they 2-0 and then
3-1, top of the division after 4 weeks, like you said, 2-0.
Weren't they 2-0 and then they got their butt whooped by Arizona? It was all down the hill from there. I remember.
Disappointing as an Eagles fan.
Yeah, we were at the watch party together and they just got whooped. I remember you were watching it.
And I think this would be good for the Eagles because I think they need another veteran presence in the secondary. They were very young there. Nnamdi was the only veteran. I think Nnamdi needs another guy to push him further if he even stays on this team. And DRC, we're going to get to.
Well, I guess we can just talk about him right now. DRC, I mean, do you see them bringing him back? I mean,
no.
Chip Kelly is their head coach now. I mean, it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
But there's just probably so many more positions they'd like to address. I don't think they really like.
Mm-hmm.
If DRC leaves, they got rid of Asante Samuel. They were unstoppable. Their secondary was unstoppable a few years ago.
Right, and that's, to
That
me,
just helped.
there's rumors that Eagles have reported they're not going to use the franchise tag on him. So if they're going to do something, they're going to use it as a contract offer, which I don't think they do. I think they let DRC is really underachieved since they shifted Kevin Cobb over to Arizona for DRC. Disappointing performance in 2 years with him, just like Namdi. But I think DRC does not get the green light to come back to Philly. And he'll go elsewhere. I think a team like the New England Patriots could really use a guy like this because their secondary is in much need of a shutdown corner.
They also might draft a guy.
Right.
We're going to go back to the draft.
The Eagles need, and going to the Eagles again, the reason I just don't think they think DRC is going to be that good anymore, so I think they'll pursue a guy in the draft. But DRC is going to go somewhere, and I think he's going to be a difference maker on a good team. He just needs to be able to fit in the right scheme. I just didn't think he fit well in Philly. His first year, he was in the slot, and then he had to transfer back to the outside.
All right, next guy. We got 3 people left. LaRon Landry from the Jets. There's been a lot of talk that he might go to Buffalo. I mean, obviously the Bills cut George Wilson, but where do you think Landry will end up? I think he could land up in Buffalo, but he played in the Jets. He didn't really play there for too long,
but he was good though. He was very productive. One of the bright spots of the Jets last year. Terrible season.
Yeah, he's a good safety.
And I agree with you. I think he'll end up in Buffalo because, like you just said, they got Bird locked up now. The only thing is, if they're going to go after another free agent, what does that say about Andy Levitri, offensive guard? If they're going to go after him too, I don't know if they'll have enough plus all the rookie contracts. I don't know if they'll have the cap space to go after Landry. But he would be a great fit there because, like you said, Wilson's gone now. He's in Tennessee. The Bills released him. That secondary, to me, would be unstoppable because their corner, Stephon Gilmore's improved vastly in his rookie year. Very good shutdown corner. And then a guy on the other side, Aaron Williams, Leotis McKelvin, wherever they decide to go in that direction. I think it would be a good move. I just don't know if the Bills will be able to make the move cap-wise.
All right, now speaking of the Patriots, secondary Aqib Talib.
Mm-hmm.
He had a pretty good year last year, cornerback.
Yeah.
So obviously, when you're talking cornerback with them, did McCourty move to safety? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
and then they had Arrington on the other side of Talib.
So I mean, they definitely need as much help as they can get. So I see them bringing back Talib, and I also see them drafting a cornerback, if not in the first round. It's definitely somewhere through.
Yeah, corner's deep this year in the draft, so I think they could wait. But
this draft is super deep defensive-wise.
And we'll get into that in our draft shows. It's going to be great because
we're gonna
this
have
is a great.
Lots of live shows for the draft.
Very questionable draft.
2, maybe 3 mock. We're each gonna go over our first round mocks. Maybe 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah. But going back to Talib, a big difference why the Patriots had so much success this year. A great pickup. I think if they don't go after somebody else or pursue it in the draft, this is a great player. Really fixes character issues later in the year. One of a big thing that hurt the Patriots losing to the Ravens is because Talib got hurt early in the game and didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed someone to bump up Bolden. But like you said, a great player that could, to me, end up back in New England.
All right, our last one, Deshaun Goldson, a safety from the 49ers. I mean, 49ers defense is just insane. They have so many names, and they've just got their whole defense under control perfectly, contract-wise. I mean, they've had this perfect defense for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're keeping it. They still have all those great linebackers, that great line. I mean, they're one play short from the Super Bowl win.
Agreed. Goldson, I think the 49ers secondary is overlooked because of how well the defensive line and linebackers are. I think really Goldson is overlooked just like I think Carlos Rogers and Dante Whitner are. But I think they need to go after this. There's been rumors too going back to Buffalo because I think Buffalo has I think they're going to pursue heavily in this free agency. And Goldson, there's rumors that could end up there. He's a great safety. Had a good Super Bowl and
the Bills
really complimented.
The Bills had Dante Whitner for a while. That's where he played most of his.
Right, and Goldson would be a great fit there. I think
this was only
Bird is just so good that he'll make players around him.
I love Bird. He's one of the
most underrated defensive players in the league.
Oh yeah, he was a alternate. Well, he started in the Pro Bowl because of Ed Reed.
Still should have to me been in the Pro Bowl no matter what. I think.
Yeah, and he's the best part of that secondary.
Oh yeah, but Goldson would be a great pickup anywhere he goes. Carolina, there's rumors could use a safety. but just a great player that can really end up making a big difference. But I think the 49ers need to lock this up if they want to keep that perfect defense and continue their Super Bowl push and help Dante Whitner keep another guy, a lockdown safety next to him.
All right, I think we're done here. So that's
Yes.
going to do it for this edition of NFL Experts. It's pretty long. So next time we'll be going, next video we'll be doing is our way too early fantasy rankings top 5 tight ends. That's going to wrap up that. And then we'll finish our position top 5s for going into the draft. Then we'll dive into our mock draft, and we might eventually, I don't know, maybe have a. Do you think we'll have an episode about after free agency?
Oh yeah, it's off season time, baby. We're gonna be doing everything that we can.
Okay, yep. So we'll have lots of videos on. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, so and live show on Thursday, 3:30 Eastern time.
Gonna get some good guests for that too. Make sure you tune in.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you later.
See ya.